And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to True Sim Productions, live here right on YouTube. Can't thank you enough for joining us here tonight. Well, we are having the Blazing Pedals for race number 9 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We're going to call it Gateway for the rest of the night. Gateway for 160 laps, 2 stages tonight. Stage 1 going to end at the end of lap number 36. Stage 2 at the end of lap number 72. Right now, the outside temperature 83 degrees and the temperature on the track 87. It's a mile and a quarter, and as you can see by the picture of the racetrack, turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are very, very different. I've been watching these guys go for about 30 minutes, and I'm just going to say it right now. They have their hands full tonight with these cars. Lots of issues with the walls, and from what I have seen, if you hurt your car, you hurt it hard here at Gateway. And that's what we're going to hope to not see. Right now, up top in the speed charts, it's Chris Carroll, Cody Heinzman, Austin Edstrom, your fastest top 3 here during practice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the points. Make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. Chris Carroll still up top. Mike Hamlin in second spot. The big jumper last week tied with Corey Sherman. Up 6 spots. Into third, the Soul Stealer, driver of the number 17 MFRD car, Brian Dees. Corey Sherman jumped 6 spots last week in the 9th spot, courtesy of a pretty decent finish. And oh, there we go. You can't see it because I have your screen covered with points, but yeah, just another big one there that happened out on track. Of course, the big conversation throughout the week is, well, as Tanner, my co-host, normally, as he would say, the catch-up man makes his debut for Blazing Pedals last week, wins every single stage, and eventually the race tonight. Looking pretty strong, looking like a second-place speed right now out on track. Still several drivers, as we've got about a minute 10 left here of practice before we get into qualifying. Looks like 21 drivers signed up for tonight's race. Amanda Sherman going to be absent tonight. She's having VR issues, we learned pre-race, so that's kind of a bummer. Hate to not have her out on track, but I know she's watching. So that is going to leave TNA with just 3 drivers out there. A full stable for MFRD. Austin Edstrom, who was not on the race last week, or in the race rather, is currently sitting 3rd in the speed charts. Chris Carroll again tops them. Jamie Walker's got himself a new paint scheme. Mark Arthur currently sits in 5th. I'm going to say this is 2 types of speed that we're going to see here. You've got your fast lap speed, and you got the speed that you're going to try and race with, and they are going to be 2 very different speeds here tonight. This car gets really angry really quickly in the corners. It's tight, and then it snaps loose, and we have seen it several times during practice here, as I said. In fact, I was talking to Mark as it happened to him. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race here tonight as we get ready for qualifying. Who's going to be the first driver out on track? Looks like the 41 of Dalton Kilroe, Jamie Walker, also coming out on track along with Brian D. So a few drivers to get this one started off. Dalton Kilroe, one of those drivers that kind of finds himself having an up and down season, wouldn't mind a race win, and some would say he's overdue. Is this going to be the night? We're going to find out. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to True Sim Productions here on YouTube. Going solo tonight. No Tanner Marr with me tonight. Unfortunately, his internet is down due to, well, we're not really sure. his words. But there are several storms going all over the place, and the way the internet works is if one of your hubs is hit, or one of your main hubs, then you have no internet. And that's probably the case for Tanner Marr and family, unfortunately. I know he said that not only does he not have internet right now, but they just got rid of satellite TV, and they were using internet for streaming services, and now he can't. So something to think about if you ever want to cut the wire. Dalton Kilroe's first lap, a 33.73. Jamie Walker bests him with a 33.45. Brian Dees, a 34.27, good enough for, well, I guess he's down to fifth now. Jamie Walker's got the Mountain Dew paint scheme again. I couldn't be happier about it. It is a Diet Mountain Dew, so not as green as I'm used to seeing, but I'll take it. Paint job approved. And his final time, 33.35. So 33.35 for Jamie Walker. Good enough for the pole so far. Still some heavy hitters to get out on track. Philip Van Vliet, another driver that I was talking to earlier, having some difficulties trying to figure out half of this racetrack. As I said, turns 1 and 2 and turns 3 and 4 are very, very different here at Gateway. And to master them both, it's pretty tricky. Van Vliet rounding through turns 3 and 4 and across the start-finish line. His first lap going to be a 33.92, good enough for fifth spot so far on the speed chart. Lap number 2 is underway. Still some other drivers just picking up now. Corey Sherman about to start his first lap along with John Perkins. Actually, Perkins pretty much into one. In fact, John Perkins right now, fourth quickest. Second lap for Philip Van Vliet, going to be no quicker. So Van Vliet stays put, actually being pushed down to the sixth spot, courtesy of John Perkins, who bumped out Gordon Larson for the fourth spot. Corey Sherman working lap number 1. A little bit of a bobble there out of the 3 car. Oh, again. And that kind of goes in line with what we were talking about with Mark earlier on. He said first lap on this thing is like a skating rink. Tires are just not happy. And then it gets tight, and then it snaps loose. So all kinds of things to look forward to. Sherman right now scored 9th quickest, a 34.40. A good finish for him last week. Again, helping him vault 6 spots in the points. Ooh, new king of speed here. Austin Edstrom taking over the top spot with a 33.26. And Corey Sherman able to best his first lap, a 33.79. Good enough for an 8th quickest starting position. Taylor Butcher Benjamin working lap number 2 in the MFRD number 10 car. And the Butcher trying to beat a 33.65. He does. It's a 33.64. Not good enough for another spot, but a little bit quicker for Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Hunter Lagunas out on track in his number 27. Along with last week's winner, Cody Heinzman and Ty Morosco, also out on track with Steven Johnson. Hunter Lagunas not liking what he's seeing. He hits the brakes. Cody Heinzman, one of the faster gentlemen here during practice. We're going to see if he's got the speed to try and take over the pole from Austin Edstrom. Heinzman, first lap, a 33.55, 33.55 for Cody Heinzman. Good enough for 5th quickest, and that's it. He's going to pull it down. Not going to finish lap number 2. May have touched the wall. Dustin Ping out on track. Ping working lap number 1 on the backstretch. Hi, Constance. Unfortunately, Tanner's not here tonight, but he might check in on chat a little later. I would guess he probably would. Dustin Ping's first lap. It's good enough for 10th spot, a 33.76. Meanwhile, Derek Paulson finished his first lap. He is currently sitting in 12th with a 33.80. Ty Morosco starting his first lap. Larry Bell just finishing his first lap. Bell good enough for a 15th starting spot so far, 33.99. So Austin Edstrom so far leads the way with a 33.22. Jamie Walker, 33.35. Our points leader coming on track. It is Chris Curl. Chris Curl with yet another podium finish last week. Looking for a little bit more. Trying to extend that points lead. You see him wiggle that tire just enough to try and get a little bit of heat into those tires before he kicks full speed. And Chris Carroll is under the green flag. Hey, Sam. Hope you're doing okay, bud. Hope you're being safe out there. Glad you're tuning in. You should be driving. Chris Carroll rounds through turns 3 and 4. And it's looking like a pretty good first lap for Chris Carroll. We'll see what it turns into. Good enough for third so far, 33.38 as the sun is going down. We're going to be under the lights here tonight. Mark Arthur getting ready to cross the start-finish line so far, 10th quickest. And he is not going to make his second lap, so may have had some issues there in his qualifying run. Chris Carroll qualifies second fastest, 33.34. And with the exception of Mike Massengill, who we know he doesn't usually qualify, looks like only Steven Johnson would have the opportunity to come out. But with about 40 seconds left, I don't think anybody's going to come out for a lap. So we'll call qualifying in the books. Lori, I hope you're doing well. No Tanner tonight, unfortunately. Tanner is having internet issues. As in, he has no internet tonight. But we're going to be here to call all the action here tonight. Stages, let's bring that up again. So we got lap 36. That's the end of lap 36, the end of lap 72, and then we go to lap 160. 160 laps here tonight. Starting on the pole, one-time winner so far here this season. It's the 87 out of MFRD. It's Austin Edstrom. Starting outside pole, the Pit Lizard Performance, number 99, points leader, Chris Carroll. Starting inside row number 2, it's going to be the 88 of Jamie Walker. Outside row number 2, it's going to be the 27 of Hunter Lagunas. Starting inside row number 3, the 41 out of MFRD, it's Dalton Kilrow. And to his outside, teammate and driver of the number 17, the Soul Stealer, Brian Dees. Starting in 7th spot out of Blackhawk Motorsports, it's the 81 of Dustin Ping. And to his outside, making his second race of the season out of TNA Motorsports, it's the 51 of Cody Heinzman. Chris Berg, driver of the number 66, picks up a 9th starting position with Mark Arthur. In the 12, starting to his outside, John Perkins. Going to be starting in the 33 car, 11th spot to his outside out of MFRD. It's Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Starting in the 13th spot, driving the 00 here tonight, making his debut. It's going to be Gordon Larson Jr. To his outside, MFRD's number 6, driven by Derek Paulson. Corey Sherman picks up a 15th starting position out of TNA Motorsports. His number 3 is going to be alongside teammate out of TNA Motorsports, the 89 of Philip Van Vliet. Larry Bell is going to pick up a 17th starting position in his number 4. Eric Blunt in the 16, going to be starting in 18th. Jason Bauer going to be starting 19th in his number 9 car with MFRD driver Ty Morosco in the 1. Sitting to his outside, Steven Johnson out of JFS Racing, going to start his number 2 in 21st spot. And the Blackhawks Motorsports number 20, driven by Mike Massengill, going to have shotgun on the field. Pace car drops down. We're getting ready to go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight. And Austin Edstrom hits the go pedal. Fuel is not going to be an issue tonight. They can do somewhere between 65 and 72 laps on a tank of fuel. And Chris Carroll on the outside is taking over the race lead. It's going to be a quick search for single file action here tonight. These guys do not want to be doubled up on these cold tires. And it is happening very quickly. Try and grab an early position, then get single file. And it is all the way back to 11th spot. John Perkins battling with Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Benjamin gives it up. Benjamin drops back to 12th. And it's single file for a little bit more. Here comes a 16 of Eric Blount looking the inside of Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman. The outside lane, the preferred way to get around this track, and Philip Van Vliet shows him just why. You're able to carry a ton of momentum that way. Back up front, Dalton Kilrow fends off a challenge from Dustin Ping. Ping worked the inside, was able to get around Brian Dees. So I'm going to assume that Dees may have had a little miscue on the outside, had to let off. Biggest mover of the race so far, Steven Johnson in his number 2. Johnson up 3 spots into the 18th position. Corey Sherman falling like a rock. Oh, we got one going around. It's the 16. Eric Blanc goes around, hits that wall, and that is something we're going to see probably a few times here tonight. He's able to keep it going. We stay under green. He's going to give up a ton of track position. Oh, we got one happening up front. Just in front of Jamie Walker, it was the 27 of Hunter Lagunas. Lagunas lost the rear end of that car. Great driving to get it back, but may have got the front bumper of Jamie Walker. He did. Walker showing a little bit of damage on the front fascia cover. And Hunter Laguna showing a little bit of damage in the rear. We're side by side now. Cody Heinzman working the inside of Dalton Kilroe. He gives it up. The outside, remember, it's going to give you a little bit more momentum. You're going to be able to carry a little bit more speed. And Cody Heinzman just used that to his advantage. As I say that, Dalton Kilroe drops down to the inside of the 81 Dustin Ping. Ping up 4 spots since the drop of the green here. And that is not going to work. Dalton Kilroe squeezes back in line right in front of Heinzman, last week's winner. This one is going to be about saving tires. No joke. I am watching these things move around quite a bit. Hunter Lagunas has lost 4 spots. Now trying to get one back. He's inside of Mark Arthur in the 12. And that is not going to work. Hunter moves up in line. The 88 squeezes down low. Walker has fallen 6 spots since the drop of the green. Make it 5 now as he puts a nose in front of Hunter Lagunas. That damaged nose not really affecting Jamie Walker here so far. As Jamie gets one back. Chris Carroll with that clean air up front, starting to walk away. Austin Edstrom doing the same over Dustin Ping in 3rd. Edstrom trying to catch Chris Carroll and actually may be doing it. Carroll might be just letting it go a little easy here. But that fresh air is so important. Really helps the front end of that car stick to the track. Ping sits in 3rd. Carroll's got a rear view mirror full of the 51, Cody Heinzman. And here comes Mark Arthur. He's battling. Oh, no! This old Steeler and Mark Arthur. Arthur getting the shot out of that one. Oh, and Ty Morosco into the wall. That's going to bring out caution number 1. Ty Morosco T-boning the wall. Caution on the track. Well, let's go back and take a peek and see what happened to the one car. Rear end started coming out. He corrected and right into the wall he goes. On board with Ty Morosco. And you see the correction, and it was just a little too much. Not very hard impact into the wall. Ty should be okay. Nobody else got collected into it. And you see the lights coming on. Four drivers often come down pit road. Jamie Walker, Chris Berg, Ty Morosco, and Eric Blunt. The Iceberg gonna win the battle off from pit road. Chris Carroll still leads this one. So Carroll and Edstrom gonna rotate positions a little bit from the start of the race. We'll see if it's the outside line or if Chris Carroll just has that kind of speed over Edstrom here tonight. All the lights are on. Except for the pace car lights. The yellow lights are off. 1.25 miles away from going back under the green flag. $50 miles an hour right now these guys are going. Now they put it up to 55, which is where it should be. And we wait. And the safety car comes down pit road. We get ready to go under the green flag one more time. Chris Carroll has control of the field. They're inside of the Geico restart zone. Chris waits just a little bit. He stacks everybody up, and he's gone. Very nice restart out of our leader to make sure that he was able to hold control. And Dustin Ping, early on in this one, going to be the big winner as he's going to take over second spot. Dustin Ping into second spot. Here comes Cody Heinzman looking for third. On the inside, the 51, Cody Heinzman looking for third. Right behind him, Brian Dees. Edstrom on the outside, going to carry the momentum. The 51 has no choice but to get in the line. Just behind that battle is Dalton Kilroe and Hunter Lagunas. Lagunas working the inside. And the 10 maybe was looking to draft with him a little bit, and that may have worked, but the 27 opts to try and go to the outside of Kilroe, and that's not going to work either. Dalton Kilroe has it locked down. We've got one crashing, and it looks like Gordon Larson Jr. Again, not a ton of damage on that car. So he was running right in front of the 3. Gets down on the apron. Oh, really good job from everybody staying out of it. Jason Bauer almost made Gordon Larson visit Jesus for a second there. It was close. Taking a look from the cockpit view out of the 00 Gordon Larson Jr. and you see him. He gets on those rumble strips and you lose traction and around you go. And look how close Jason Bauer came to absolutely wrecking his night. Wow. So we roll again under caution. Caution number 2 on the evening. And the sun is almost completely set here at Gateway. I bring that up a lot because that is going to change the temperature on the track. It's going to change the handling of these cars. So I suppose it's a little bit important to know. Over on the right-hand side, it shows the track temperature down to 82 degrees. Outside temperature down to 79, so it's certainly making a difference out there. Usually when the track cools down, it makes them a little bit tighter, and that's not something that these guys really want to see, but I guess the other side of that is the tires are starting to wear in pretty good at this point, which makes them looser. So, little juggling act. Pace car lights are off. We're going to go green next time by. Chris Carroll is going to lead the way. And what we've seen so far is first lap or two is where your positions can be made. And then after that, it gets really, really tough to pass. Pace car on pit road. And they are in the Geico restart zone. And green Chris Carroll hits that launch pedal. And the 99 responds in kind. Back under the green flag. Dustin Ping on the outside gets around Austin Edstrom. The 51 was looking to try it too. Edstrom shut the door. The battle right now for fifth spot between Brian Dees and Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe on the outside is going to have the advantage now. Hunter Laguna sits to the outside of the Soul Stealer. There's a little bit of a gap there. Will Brian try and put it in there? He does not. And finally, Brian Dees finds his way in as we have Jason Bauer having troubles. That front bumper hard into the wall. It's gone. And the 9 car having trouble getting it going. Again, having trouble keeping it running. And he may just hit the pit button. He does. So we stay under the green flag. And Jason Bauer, unfortunately, finds himself getting towed to pit road. Up front, it's Chris Carroll, Austin Edstrom, and Dustin Ping. Oh, the 2 car now goes around. That's Steven Johnson. Caution comes out for Johnson as he was facing the wrong way on track. Caution number 3. Steven Johnson, no slouch when it comes to driving, and we see him go around. Watching the 2 car. Well, a little bit of contact between him and the 16 just prior to this happening, and then, oh, hey, race control may have to look at that one. Looks like Johnson may have had a little bit of help. Let's go back and take a peek one more time. So the 16 comes in, gives a little tap. That's Eric Blunt. And around he goes. So under caution for the 3rd time here tonight, and still some drivers coming down and taking advantage. Chris Berg comes down once again. Eric Blunt, Steve Johnson. Jason Bauer on pit road still from his incident. He's going to lose a little bit less time on track, being under caution now. Pretty soft hit for Steven Johnson. He was able to woe it up and in time and stayed off the walls. So Johnson going to make it right back out on track. Here comes Eric Blount in the 16, back out on track as well. Stage 1, again, ends at the end of lap number 36. And crossing the line right now to start lap 23. So 13 laps from now will be the end of stage number 1 and the first scheduled caution. Although we're at 3 already. Carroll, Edstrom, Ping, going to be your top 3. Cody Heinzman, Dalton Kilrow, Brian Dees, your top 6. Hunter Laguna, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Corey Sherman, and John Perkins in the Loves Ford Mustang, number 33. Round out the top 10. Just outside of the top 10, it's Philip Van Vliet, Derek Paulson, Mark Arthur, Ty Morosco, and Jamie Walker. That's your top 15. This time by, pace car should shut the lights down. It'll give us a mile and a quarter to make sure our belts are tight and get ready to go back under the green flag. Biggest movers of the race so far, it's tied. Oh, no, it's not. Ty Morosco. Oh, no, it is tied. The way they were shuffling it messed me up a little bit. Ty Morosco, Corey Sherman, both up 6 positions. Sherman running in 9th spot. Morosco going to be running 14th. Halfway down the back stretch now with the pace car lights off, getting ready to go back under the green flag. Chris Carroll and Austin Edstrom going to do battle one more time at the line. Pace car drops down. Chris Carroll now has control of the field, trying to keep it 55 miles an hour until the Geico restart zone. And as soon as he hit the go button. We're live and green. Lap 26 of 160 being worked right now. Chris Carroll up top. Austin Edstrom trying to chase him down. Ping running in the 3rd spot. Goes up high, hits the wall. Dustin, Ping goes around. Somehow, some way, nobody gets into him. We're under caution. Wow. I just jumped out from underneath him. The rear end just jumped out from underneath him. Let's go back. We're going to look at it one more time. See Heinzman get into him before that, but he had time to get himself righted. Cody Heinzman gave him enough time, but the Blackhawk number 61 unable to right the ship going into the corner, and around it goes. So Ping gonna bring it down pit road, get some fuel. Just like that, 4 cautions on the night so far here during stage 1. Bauer goes around the pace car. He's going to get a lap back. Jason Bauer getting 1 lap back. So Chris Carroll took over the race lead as we went under the green flag for the first time tonight. He has not looked back since. He's had to look to his right a few times, though, as we've had multiple restart attempts. And it appears Race Control may have seen the same things that we've seen, as Cody Heinzman still rolls in that 3rd spot. No penalty, which would put him to the rear of the race. So I think Tom's been doing a fairly decent job here of Race Control. Really do appreciate him stepping in after race number 1 this season. Makes a huge difference having Race Control live, being able to talk to these guys in the server and kind of make sure they stay focused and remember all the rules. This time by, pace car should shut the lights down. And it does. Steven Johnson going to try and make it out before the pace car. He does. So Johnson already being scored about 6 laps down. Didn't want to have another one. Jamie Walker coming down pit road. Unscheduled pit stop, or maybe crafty veteran move by getting some extra fuel. Drivers are rounding through turns 3 and 4 right now. Pace car is going to make a left-hand turn. Everybody trying to time Chris Carroll, and Carroll hits the go pedal. It's a mad scramble for position here on the restart, as it has been all night. Cody Heinzman on the inside looking for second. Cody Heinzman and Austin Edstrom in a dead heat down the backstretch. And Edstrom on the outside is going to hold the control. Right behind them, it's a battle for 4th spot between teammates Brian Dees and Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Benjamin on the inside. Not going to be able to hold on to it. Brian Dees takes over the spot. Taylor Butcher Benjamin now is going to have to find his way in line behind him. Hunter Lagunas. Lagunas not interested in giving him enough room. Hunter Lagunas staying tight to the back of the 17. The Butcher keeping it down low. Now falls in line. Then it's Dalton Kilroe. Mark Arthur's up to 8th spot. And he is under attack by John Perkins in the 33. Ty Morosco and Corey Sherman running side by side, touching a little bit. Got to be ultra careful coming off these corners. Right behind them, it's Derek Paulson. Oh, Cody Heinzman slow on track. Something happened to Cody Heinzman. And now the one of Ty Morosco. Cody Heinzman on pit road. Not sure what happened to him. And here we are at the lap 36. At the end of this lap, we're going to call it a stage. Fall under the caution one more time. On the front stretch now, Chris Carroll is going to win stage number 1. Austin Edstrom in second. Brian Dees, Hunter Lagunas, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Dalton Kilroe, Mark Arthur, John Perkins, Corey Sherman, and Derek Paulson. All top 10 cars, all receiving bonus points for being top 10 heading into stage number 1. I'm going to go back for just a second and see if we can't figure out what happened to Cody Heinzman. Right now, the car looks solid. It's running in third. Oh, man. Looks like some pretty heavy damage out of the 51. Last week's winner. The whole right side is pancaked. How about this for a call? Taylor Butcher Benjamin did not take a pit stop. In fact, the top 6 right now have not taken a pit stop this time by. TBB, the only driver that hasn't come down pit road at all. Crew for the 10 team eating ice cream. So Taylor Butcher Benjamin going to lead a lap here under caution. That's good for a bonus point as well. with stage 1 in the books. Stage 2 scheduled to end at the end of lap number 72. Very different tire and fuel strategies being employed here by our top 5 drivers. Looks like Ty Morosco came down pit road and perhaps just picked up some fuel. And then after that, everybody got tires. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Gordon Larson, Chris Berg, Dustin Ping, Jamie Walker, Ty Morosco, your top 6. After that, it's all fresh tires. Chris Carroll in 7th spot, the first driver with those fresh tires, giving up the lead for 4 new Goodyears. Pace cars getting set to take that hard left-hand turn, and we are going to go back under green flag racing for stage number 2. Green flag waves, here we go. Taylor Butcher Benjamin with a great start for stage number 2. And look out, we're going 3 wide for a second as Dustin Ping makes a move work on the outside. Ping up to 2nd spot. Chris Berg working the low side, trying to get it back. Dustin Ping finally holds his spot in 2nd. Gets a little tap from Chris Berg as he had to let off the throttle. Car got a little tight. Now Ping is up in the top line, holding off the 88 of Walker. Walker's going to slip in front of Chris Berg. Here comes the 99 of Chris Carroll. Jamie Walker lets it float up. Chris Carroll looking low, couldn't make it stick. Carroll moves up behind Walker. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Oh, the 33 of Perkins has a problem. Oh boy, Larry Bell involved. Looks like the 20 of Massengill might have been involved. John Perkins, the Ford Mustang, it is hurt. Don't think it's refiring. And that would be 2 weeks in a row for the 33 if he's unable to get that thing fixed up. He's had really, really bad luck. All right, let's go back, because this one's telling me it started with Larry Bell. Let's find out. Oh, no, it did not. It definitely started with the 33. Let's back her up. You just got, it's that snap loose that we've heard about, and you hear the engine expire right there. Looks like Van Vliet may have gotten a little bit of it as well. But the 33 popped a motor. So he's going to be out for at least 30 minutes. And what a shame for the 33. Sitting on pit road, nothing he can do about it. I think the luckiest driver was perhaps the one right behind John. It's the 3 of Corey Sherman. Somehow managed to get through that one unscathed. So it's going to be Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Dustin Ping, your front line. Row number 2, Jamie Walker and Chris Carroll. Hunter Lagunas, Chris Berg make up row number 3. Row 4, Gordon Larson Jr. in his debut race with Ty Marosco, winner of the very first race this season at Daytona. On the backstretch for the final time under this caution. Every driver out on track still, with the exception of John Perkins. Again, we heard his motor expire when he hit the wall. I have no doubt that John will be back out on track as soon as it's repaired. Never say die attitude of John Perkins. It's pretty awesome. Pace car rolls down pit road. Taylor Butcher Benjamin assumes control of the field. And here we go. Green flag is out. And the Butcher with a great start. It's going to allow Ping to work himself in line. The battle right now for third spot between Chris Carroll and Jamie Walker. Carroll took it over. Walker not battling too hard on that inside line. Hunter Lagunas in the 27 right behind them. And then it's the Iceberg. Chris Berg in the 66. Gordon Larson falling back a little bit. Larson on the inside. trying to hold position, and it's not going to happen there. Oh, look out. Mark Arthur gets into the wall. Oh, the 3 goes around, and oh boy. Oh, that's a big one. Caution on the track. And we'll click on the mark and see what happened. He went to the outside. It's like he had a pretty good run. And then, oh man. People were trying to avoid other people and not staying in line, and yucky. Out of the eyes of Corey Sherman, let's take a peek. Well, Corey was the cause of the 12 getting up there. And then it just broke loose after that. And there's the hit from the 4. Larry Bell. It's a little embarrassing. I have lost count, ladies and gentlemen, on how many cautions we've had, but make it 7. 7 cautions here at Gateway so far, working on lap 52 of 160. Stage 2, again, going to end in about 20 laps. 20 laps from now, the end of lap 72 will be the end of stage 2. Corey Sherman's team doing a good job getting them in, getting them repaired, getting them back out there. Still running 15th spot. And every time there's a restart, there's an opportunity for these guys to have an incident on track. Mark Arthur, Dalton Kilrow bringing it down pit road. And it looks like Mark may just be getting some repairs. Dalton Kilrow getting some repairs. Mark's still on the lead lap. He's going to have to get back out on track here in about a quarter of a lap. He should be putting it out on track again so that he does not go a lap down on pit road. Leaders are in the middle of 3 and 4 right now, and now Arthur fires it up. He is going to leave pit road. Base car lights are going to shut down, and we're going to line them up 2 by 2 and get them ready to go one more time. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. I'm not the stats guy. That's usually what Tanner does. But I believe that every single race that Tanner has started, he has finished inside of the top 10 this season, looking to try and continue that. May even be a top 5. I'm not even sure, but man, has he been on a roll here early part of this season. Missing the first couple of weeks, but really doing a fantastic job ever since. Pace car comes down pit road. And Taylor waits till about midway through that restart zone before he hits the loud pedal, and he's gone. Chris Carroll going to try and battle with Dustin Ping for second spot. Carroll on the inside, Ping on the outside. Ping able to hold the momentum. Has to woe it up just a little bit, and Chris Carroll slides in for third spot. Battle right now for fourth, as that one is all but done. Jamie Walker has taken it, or held on to it, I suppose. Oh no! Dustin Ping having problems. Holds on to it. We stay under green. From second spot, Dustin Ping having a problem. Now Chris Carroll in the second spot, Jamie Walker to third. Chris Berg, Hunter Lagunas. Lagunas rounds out the top 5. Brian Dees in the 6th spot. He's got teammates Ty Morosco and Austin Edstrom right behind him, along with Derek Paulson. MFRD right now running 6, 7, 8, 9, and where is 41? There he is in 12th spot, Dalton Kilroe. Ty Morosco. Down low, the 87 of Edstrom up top. Edstrom trying to put some pressure on his teammate. Brian Dees, didn't work. Dees pushing on Hunter Lagunas, trying to get him going. Dees is faster than him right now, I believe. Mike Massengill in the 20, slowed up. Maybe coming down pit road. As MFRD driver Taylor Butcher Benjamin continues to lead the way. At one point, there was about a second lead over Chris Carroll, and Chris has closed it up. Jamie Walker in third spot, top 3, starting to separate a little bit. That fresh air does make a huge difference. As we see Taylor, he has not been down pit road one time so far tonight, and he is out there in the lead. But now the tires may be starting to tell the story as Chris Carroll goes down low and takes over the race lead. So it's a good call from Taylor Butcher Benjamin's crew to not come down. It's certainly working in his favor so far. Currently being scored in second, with stage 2 getting ready to end in about 11 laps. Our race leader, Chris Carroll, being followed by Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Jamie Walker. A little bit of a gap back to the iceberg. Chris Berg in 4th spot. Brian Dees, Austin Edstrom still battling it out here for that 5th spot. The Solo Stealer has it. Austin Edstrom wants it. Edstrom on the inside, can't hold the momentum. Oh, gets really loose coming out of the corner. He holds onto it somehow. Austin Edstrom slides back a few positions. Maybe more as Derek Paulson now to the outside. Paulson not going to battle it. Not going to put the battle on his teammate. Lets him in. Behind him, the 41. Taking a look at Philip Van Vliet on the inside. Thinks better of it. Philip Van Vliet currently being scored in the 10th spot. Highest running TNA member out there tonight. So far. We'll put the so far in there. Corey Sherman looking to the inside of the newcomer, Gordon Larson. Larson should have the momentum, but Corey Sherman able to make that pass. Oh, had to slow it way up to come out of the corner. And Larson's taking advantage. Here comes Mark Arthur. These two already made contact once to bring out a caution. They're not afraid to lean on each other a little bit, and they do, coming out of the corner again. And the 12 had a major push there, had to roll it way up. That's going to give Corey Sherman the spot. Mark Arthur trying to battle it back on the inside. It's really not where you want to be. Everything's showing us that the outside, or like one groove up, is the place you want to be. Even the race leader is by himself is running that. Chris Carroll being chased down by Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Jamie Walker. Walker just looking for an opening. I believe he may be a little bit faster right now than Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Just not able to find a way around. The Iceberg running in fourth spot, Chris Berg in his 66, and behind him, it's the Soul Stealer, Brian Dees, holding that fifth spot. Brian needed a really good race last week. He got it, and it showed in the point standings. Would like to cap it off with a really nice race here tonight. And so far, he is doing it, fifth spot. Jamie Walker was able to get around the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. So Jamie Walker now in second spot. And I did think he was a little bit faster than TBB. There is a little bit of a gap there now. So yeah, he was. Chris Carroll, though, running some faster lap times than our second place runner of Jamie Walker by about a tenth. A tenth per lap. It's pretty big. Just about 2.5 laps to go before the end of stage number 2. Chris Carroll, Jamie Walker, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, your top 3. The Iceberg, the Soul Stealer, Hunter Lagunas, your top 6. And it's Tom Orozco, Austin Edstrom, Derek Paulson, and Dalton Kilrow, your top 10. Special shout out to lap 71. It happens to be my favorite lap. someday I'll get behind the wheel of the 71 once again. Not this year, not this car. One more lap for Chris Carroll to seal down stage number 2. Bonus points on the line here for the top 10. A little bit of a battle between teammates Ty Morosco and Austin Edstrom. Morosco's going to win that battle on the outside. Chris Carroll rounds through turns 3 and 4. He is going to take stage number 2 as caution comes out. So stage 2 is all done. Chris Carroll, Jamie Walker, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Chris Berg, Brian Dees, your top 5. Ty Morosco, Austin Edstrom, Hunter Lagunas, Derek Paulson, and Dalton Kilrow is the way that stage 2 ended with its top 10. Bonus points for those drivers. And because Taylor Butcher Benjamin has not come down pit road yet, he's going to have an extra set of tires in the bank. All right, well, I'm going to do something we don't normally do here on a Sunday night. I'm going to run a couple of commercials. I've got to take a little bit of a break. We will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We're back live here at Gateway, getting ready to start stage number 3. Race leader is going to be Chris Carroll in the 99. Jamie Walker going to be restarting to his outside. The 2 car just ahead of them, Steven Johnson, going to be going around the pace car to get a lap back. Second row, going to be Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Brian Dees, Ty Morosco, Chris Berg, make up row number 3. Derek Paulson, Austin Edstrom make up row 4, and row 5 is going to be Dalton Kilrow and Hunter Lagunas. Austin Edstrom going to come down pit road late. As the 2 car goes around the pace car. Edstrom just hit his pit box. And took about 9 seconds worth of fuel. So he gave up position. We'll be restarting 17th. Next car up for Lucky Dog right now is Cody Heinzman. Heinzman being scored 2 laps down as we get ready to go back under the green flag. Chris Carroll waits till just about the end of the restart zone and then hits the go pedal. We're back under the green flag for the 3rd and final stage of the evening. Fresh tires are slippery tires. That's what I was told. Look at the 27, Hunter Lagunas. Man, he was close to that wall. Gave up a lot of time on track. May have gotten tight, had to hold on to it. Drivers looking for single file action right now. Trying to click off some laps. Next time by, we'll be halfway done with this race. One slow. That is Ty Morosco. Morosco had some troubles, able to gather it back up and continue on. From everything I've heard, this car is really not happy on fresh tires, which goes against everything you would think. But eventually it does settle in and become something that you can drive. Hunter Lagunas right now battling with Dalton Kilroe. Lagunas on the inside, Kilroe on the outside. Kilroe looking to hold on to 6th spot. Lagunas trying to take it over. That inside line just doesn't carry the momentum. Lagunas gets a little sideways coming out of the corner. Now down way low. On the apron is Hunter Lagunas, searching for traction anywhere he can find it. Oh, Lagunas slides up in front of the 41. The 41 has to take evasive action and goes down to the inside. The 3 is right behind him. I believe Corey let him back in. Corey Sherman, I believe, just gave enough room for the 41 to get back in line. Hunter Lagunas made it happen on the inside, but man, you could not put a piece of paper between his rear bumper and Dalton Kilroe's front bumper. Searching for grip out there. Many cars still have not found the right line to run here. Not a problem for our race leader, Chris Kill, right now. Leads over Jamie Walker and Brian Dees. Dees looking for podium. And Hunter Lagunas, after using that low line to get around the 41, starting to separate a little bit. Oh, the 3 car gets loose coming off the corner. He starts sliding up the track and stays out of it. Great job by Corey Sherman to save that car, but man, did it cost him. Oh my goodness, went from 8th to 15th, just like that. So Kilroe now has teammate Derek Paulson right behind him. Gordon Larson having some trouble, comes out of line. Able to gather it back up, gets right back in front of the 81 of Dustin Ping. Taylor Butcher Benjamin right now trying to get to the rear bumper of his teammate, Brian Dees. He's got Chris Berg right behind him. That's your top 3, 4, and 5 drivers. Up top, though, it is Chris Carroll with an 0.8 of a second lead over Jamie Walker and trying to stretch it out a little bit. Keep an eye on the front too, just to see what the gap is looking like, and sure enough, looks like through this section of the track, Jamie Walker may be just a little bit quicker, but lap times are not going to show it as Chris Carroll extends that race lead. So Paulson was able to get around his teammate, Dalton Kilroe. That puts Derek Paulson up to 7th, quietly having a pretty decent night here in the 6 car. Another driver that could really use that. Ty Morosco right now working the inside of the 81, Dustin Ping. Mark Arthur's going to go with him. Mark stays down low, the 1 to the outside. Here comes Ping back on the outside. And Mark is going to hold on to position, now goes down low again. Not as low this time, not going to have a run on Ty Morosco. Not this lap. It doesn't have to be every lap. You don't have to pass. Sometimes it takes several laps to set up a pass. And that's assuming if you can. Chris Carroll puts a lap car down in front of himself, or behind himself and in front of Jamie Walker. Walker's going to waste no time dispatching of the 16 of Eric Lunt. The gap between our race leader and Jamie Walker has grown now to just over 1.1 seconds. Now 1.2. It's Chris Carroll and Jamie Walker have, honestly, they have found a way around this track. Carroll just doing it a little bit quicker right now. Brian D sits in the 3rd spot behind him, teammate Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Chris Berg rounds out the top 5. Top running TNA driver right now, the 89 of Philip Van Vliet. But he's got teammate Corey Sherman right behind him. Corey moves down to the inside of the Lone Dutchman. Good head of steam for the 3. Gets around the Lone Dutchman and carries on for Sherman up to 13th spot. Now these cars have separated a little bit from each other, and they are running pretty much single file, nose to tail, around the track, which should help them stay out of trouble. Eric Blunt, our 16 car, being scored as the first car, 1 lap down. If caution were to come out, Eric would receive the lucky dog. He is being scored 1 lap down and obviously off pace just a little bit. Heavy damage all around that car, particularly the right front. Mark Arthur has found himself now ahead of Gordon Larson. Mark is now sitting in the 9th spot in the 12. And Gordon Larson may be following just a little bit as the 41. Oh, excuse me. That's Ty Morosco. And the 1 works the inside. Got to be careful now. We've got a slower car. You can only have 2 lanes, and they straighten it out just in time. Getting close to lap 100 here. Chris Carroll leading the way. It won't be long now, and Chris is going to have the most laps led in his back pocket for this race. In fact, may already have that wrapped up if my math is right in my head. Jamie Walker in 2nd spot. Brian Dees continues to run in 3rd. Dees has put a little bit of a gap between himself and teammate Taylor Butcher Benjamin now. A little breathing room. Chris Berg hunting down Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Hunter Laguna is having a good night so far, running in the 6th spot, just 2 spots down from where he started. But the 27 car looking pretty strong out there in that 6th position. Behind him, Derek Paulson in 7th. Mark is having a rebound of sorts tonight. He's right now running in the 8th spot, but all kinds of pressure right around him in the form of MFRD drivers Ty Morosco and Dalton Kilrow. Ty in the 1, Dalton in the 41. Behind Dalton Kilrow is Dustin Ping. Ping drives the 81. At one point, he was up in the top 3, had a little bit of a falter, and dropped way back. He has been steadily trying to climb back inside of the top 10. Just 1 spot now is all he needs to be back up in the top 10. Ty Morosco taking a peek on the inside of Mark Arthur. Oh, they touch. Oh, man, that was a little bit more than a touch. They slam front fenders. And it is a drag race down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4. Ty takes it a little bit more shallow. He's going to move up and just makes that pass happen. Honestly, as much as Mark loves this car, I can't believe that he was able to get around him like that. Ooh, a little bit of air off from the back of the 1, and it went sideways just a little bit. The 12 right on the back bumper. He's going to dive down low. With a little bit of extra speed that the 1 had, he had to back it down in order to make the corner. A smart move by Mark Arthur, being able to make that pass happen. I don't think Ty is done yet. Yeah, they're going to reverse spots, and oh, man, Mark Arthur gets into the wall just a little bit. It's going to scrub a little bit of speed, but I think the 1 may have let off thinking it was going to be bigger than it was. Heading into turns 3 and 4, Morosco on the inside is going to have the advantage. The 12 starts battling back as the 1 gets tight. And, man, they're nose to nose across the start-finish line. Wow. Great battle here for 8th spot between Mark Arthur and Tom Morosco. Morosco again battles back on the inside. Look how close they are driving to each other. At the line, it looks like Mark Arthur had it, but not by very much. The next time, Mark, if he's able to get around the wall, baby, contact is big. Guys, don't go 3 wide. Do not go 3 wide. Ping, don't do it. I don't think the 12 was very happy with the 1 car. He gave him a little shot to the rear bumper. Here comes Ping. Dustin Ping now battling with Tom Morosco. Oh, the 12 had to get right out of the gas. 12 having all kinds of problems right now. Mark Arthur is not happy with that car. It is not driving well. Look at this. It is set up for a 5-car battle right now for 8th spot. Ping has it. Ty Morosco, Mark Arthur, Gordon Larson, and Corey Sherman all want it. And they're trying to be very, very careful with each other to try and take it. This is great. Oh, no! Oh, no! Gordon Larson, I think, just got a shot from the 12 hard into the inside wall. No front bumper left on Gordon Larson's machine. The left front tire not turning. Heavy, heavy damage for the 00 of Larson. What was 5 is now 3 as Corey Sherman gave enough room for everything to work itself out. Now climbs back into the battle. Sherman down on the inside. Gonna make that one stick on Ping. So Corey Sherman now up to 9th spot. Mark has slid back to 11th. Check in with our race leader, Chris Carroll. Carroll right now almost a full 2-second gap over second place runner, Jamie Walker. Brian Dees runs in 3rd, not even in the same zip code anymore as Jamie Walker and Chris Carroll. But this is the time. Strategy. Fuel strategy, tire strategy, all comes into play now. Speaking of which, Taylor Butcher Benjamin has an extra set of tires compared to everybody else. Taylor did not take a set of tires until the end of stage number 2. Got some good bonus points for being in the top 10 at the end of stage 2. Got some laps led, so got a bonus point for that as well. So the Butcher on a roll right now, running in the 5th spot. How about the MFRD driver of the number 6, running in 7th spot here tonight. Up 7 since the drop of the green flag, and Derek is getting it done kind of quietly here tonight. And then there's this gaggle. Ty Morosco, Mark Arthur. Arthur battling back inside of the top 10, along with Dustin Ping and Austin Edstrom. Dalton Kilrow and Corey Sherman bringing it down pit road. Corey Sherman's going to start the pit stop parade. I don't think it's going to be very long before our leaders find out somebody's been on pit road and it's time to come down. Will this strategy work out for the 3? Short pitting is always a little bit of a gamble because you put yourself a lap down, but you know you don't have to come in anymore. Right now, Corey Sherman being scored 1 lap down in 16th spot. Corey right now is not the driver in the lucky dog position. It belongs to the 9 of Jason Bauer. "14 drivers on the lead lap. Up top, it's Chris Carroll. Down below, it's Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman. "43 laps to go, make it 42. Carroll has been on a roll. Podium finishes, I think, all year long, and looking to do it again. Jamie Walker needs to put a string of good ones together. He's doing it tonight, right now, running in 2nd spot. Brian Dees, another driver that would love to put some together, and again, doing it tonight in 3rd. Chris Berg having a good night. Taylor Butcher Benjamin having a good night. Hunter Lagunas running in 6th spot, having a great night. Corey Sherman right there. Again, 1 lap down. He is now the first car 1 lap down, though, as he's making his way through the leaders. Those fresh tires helping out a little bit. And Corey's got to get through traffic a little bit quicker than he's doing right now. Last time by, he ran a 34.46, which is pretty good. Our race leader ran a 34.41. Corey just a little off pace to try and catch Chris Carroll right now. Carroll's making it look like a Sunday drive. They just saw Derek Paulson right rear slap the wall. As Lagunas has made his way around the 10 coming down pit road. So pit stops may be starting to happen, and this is what Corey Sherman was looking for. Corey is trying to set himself up for being in position to have a chance at the race lead here when pit stops cycle through. And the real question is, when is Chris Carroll going to come down pit road? Chris Berg's doing it. Chris Berg coming down pit road right now. So the Iceberg on pit road, as is Brian Dees. Dees actually coming off from pit road right now, giving up third spot. So it's now Carroll, Walker, Lagunas, your top three. Derek Paulson fourth, and Mark Arthur has not come down pit road yet. He's being scored in the fifth spot. Austin Edstrom, a winner here this season for the Blazing Pedals League, running in sixth. Ty Morosco brings it down pit road. Oh, how will this shake out for the three of Corey Sherman? Corey short pit him by about 10 laps or so. Will he make up enough time to our race leader to not only get back on the lead lap, but potentially go for a win here, as right now Chris Carroll knocking on the back door of Philip Van Vliet. The lone Dutchman going down a lap to our race leader, Chris Carroll. Van Vliet battles back on the outside, but it is not going to be enough. Time to enter the cockpit. Let's see what Carroll's doing around this track. Oh, he's not saving fuel at all. Chris Carroll bringing it down pit road. Down underneath the yellow line on pit road is our race leader. That's going to give the lead over to Jamie Walker. Well, I'll tell you what Jamie would love to see right now would be a caution. So Philip Van Vliet got his lap back because he stayed out on track. But right behind him, our race leader once again. Jamie's out for at least one more lap. You see Chris Carroll coming off from pit road. Jamie Walker just ahead of him. Will it be enough? The only way Jamie doesn't come out, or the only way Jamie would come out as the race leader, is if you were to only take 2 tires. Carroll back up to full speed now in the 99. Only 6 drivers on the lead lap right now. 6 drivers have yet to come down pit road. It's Walker, Paulson, Mark Arthur, Austin Edstrom, Dalton Kilroe, and Larry Bell. Those 6 drivers are praying for a caution. On board now with Jamie Walker. We're going to see if he's saving any fuel. The answer is no. You see the front end of that car just refusing to stay down. It was floating up towards the wall. Chris Carroll goes by. Chris Carroll now at the tail end of the lead lap. How many more laps is Walker willing to give up? And by that, of course, I mean speed. Speed-wise is what matters. Right now, Chris Carroll out there blazing a wicked pace. Last time by, 33.49. A second plus faster than Jamie Walker. If Jamie Walker could go the distance from here, and I don't believe he can, but if he could, Chris Carroll would be right on the back bumper. Larry Bell was on the lead lap. Larry Bell just got past and is now 1 lap down. Mark Arthur being scored in second spot. Might as well go take a look. And no, don't even have to. He is coming down pit road. Mark Arthur gives up second spot to Austin Edstrom. Arthur coming down pit road. So Austin Edstrom now runs in second spot. And we're going to say 4 drivers on the lead lap. By the time Arthur comes out, he should be a lap down. Unless Jamie comes down right now. Well, not right now, but when he gets to pit road. Working the backstretch right now is the 88. Well, if they were assuming cautions, I don't think I'd be so quick to assume it. Stage number 3, been the cleanest of them all so far. And the cars are stretched out from each other. Not really much in the way of battles anywhere. Chris Carroll now runs in the 3rd spot. 28 seconds behind our race leader. So what Jamie could be doing right now, with 22 laps to go, he could be saving fuel. He's got a 19-second gap over Austin Edstrom. Looking at lap times, it looks like the 88 may be going a little bit slower than Edstrom. And then the next lap, he doesn't. So, yeah, he's not saving fuel. His tires might be going away, but he's not saving fuel. Top 4 drivers on the lead lap. Walker, Edstrom, Carroll, and Kilroe. Last time our race leader was on pit road was lap 74. Lap 76 for Austin Edstrom. And Dalton Kilroe in 4th spot, lap 74. Chris Carroll, the only one in the top 4 who's been on pit road recently, lap 127. He's got enough to go. 20 laps to go. Times are starting to even out between Chris Carroll's tires and Jamie Walker's tires. The time per lap, less than a second now. So if Jamie Walker could figure out a way to get to the end without having to come down pit road, Carroll wouldn't be able to get there on time. Austin Edstrom all by himself in 2nd spot. Chris Carroll all by himself in 3rd spot. And Dalton Kilroe, again, all by himself in the 4th spot. Those 4 drivers on the lead lap. Jamie Walker bringing it down pit road. Jamie couldn't make it work. Austin Edstrom, is he going to stay out? He does. From Edstrom to Chris Carroll, the gap 5.55 seconds. That puts a bunch of drivers back on the lead lap, all the way back to 13th spot. That's Derek Paulson. Austin Edstrom, now the race leader, lap of 143 of 160, 17 laps to go. Last time on pit road, lap 76. In theory, could go a couple of extra laps more than the 88 of Jamie Walker. Looks like Walker got possibly fuel and maybe 2 tires on his pit stop. He's back out on track in 5th spot. Maybe that was the strategy all along. So our pole sitter right now, with 16 laps to go, is our race leader, Chris Carroll, who started this one in 2nd. Has led the most laps here tonight. Finds himself in the 2nd spot, 4 seconds behind Austin Edstrom, but that gap closing quickly. Edstrom may be battling for a top 3 here more than a race win, unless he doesn't have enough fuel, in which case he may have given up the race already. Just ahead of our race leader, in 13th spot, Corey Sherman. He is the last driver on the lead lap. Sherman came down on lap number 74. Huh. It's not showing the actual time he came down pit road. Okay. Well, it wasn't lap 74, and Corey can make it on fuel, so I don't know what my scoring and timing is doing. Weird. Philip Van Vliet right now is the last driver on the lead lap, and here comes Austin Edstrom. Edstrom not saving any fuel whatsoever. As he dives down to the inside of the lone Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet, and Van Vliet goes down a lap. Edstrom, those tires are starting to go out on him. He got a little wiggly when he was underneath the 89 of Van Vliet. Able to gather back up and continue to roll, though, as Austin Edstrom now looking for the 3. Chris Carroll just 1.8 seconds away from trying to take over the race lead. Corey Sherman moves way down to get out of the way of our race leader, Austin Edstrom. Corey Sherman's bringing it down pit road. He did not have enough to make it. Sherman brings it down pit road. Austin Edstrom. The gap getting tighter and tighter every single lap. And because we've done it with leaders so far, here in the waning stages of stage number 3, we drop on to the cockpit view. We'll take a look at the RPMs. Let's see what it's like at the end of this long backstretch here. Should be around 9,000 or so. Oh, he's using 5th gear. So Edstrom running a little bit different than some other drivers out there. Well, in theory, that is saving a little bit of fuel using that 5th gear. As Edstrom now is in 2nd spot, Carroll is taking over the lead, and I'll show you the difference here. Chris Carroll running in 4th. Really able to wind that car up. So, race leader Chris Carroll gets around Austin Edstrom. Edstrom, if he's been shifting into 5th all this run, that too can save enough fuel maybe to make it to the end. That's what he's thinking. As it has been a long, long time since he's been on pit road. Eight laps to go for current race leader Chris Carroll. As Cody Heinzman gets around Austin Edstrom. Cody has a lot of speed. Unfortunately, he was involved in an incident early on in the race that put him down a little less than a handful of laps, and unfortunately, the way the cautions fell, he was unable to take advantage of a lucky dog situation. Race number 2 not going quite as well as race number 1 for him here in Blazing Pedals. Yeah, I do too. That 5th gear strategy may be enough to inch him over the start-finish line. Good night, Laurie. It's good having you out there. He is running in 12th, so it's not a terrible night for him. But that right front showing the damage of hitting the wall a few times that we've caught here. – Chris Carroll continues to lead the way. And at this pace, I don't see anybody catching him. Nearest driver is 3.18, make it 3.2 seconds behind. It's Austin Edstrom. We know Edstrom may be in save mode. And if you're in save mode, you're not going to catch the race leader who's going full tilt. Third spot belongs to Jamie Walker right now. He's 6.6 seconds behind Austin Edstrom. He's running about a second quicker per lap with 5 laps to go. It'll be interesting there towards the end of it. Walker may be trying for a second place finish. If Austin Edstrom can hold on to a second place finish, it's a hell of a comeback after not being here last week. Austin decided that going to a real live race at Talladega was more important than racing here at Blazing Pedals on a Sunday night. I can't blame him. Chris Berg in 4th spot. Brian Dees is in 5th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, who led some laps earlier on. Oh, no! Caution's going to come out. Oh, no. Well. That may change everything. Philip Van Vliet and Jason Bauer get together. Van Vliet's car is destroyed. It is driving funny. He's having a hard time turning it. Oh yeah, that car's hurt. Well, things have changed. Let's go back and take a peek. So you see the 17 get around the 89. 89 really wasn't battling anybody. Oh. Bauer loses at mid-corner, and right up into the 89 he goes. Man, who was that? Was that Taylor Butcher Benjamin? I think it was. Oh, yeah, it was. Great driving by Taylor Butcher Benjamin, keeping himself clean, getting through that wreck. Wow. The heavily damaged Philip Van Vliet, number 89, coming down pit road, as is a few other drivers. And this one may not be done yet. A lot of lap down drivers staying out there, maybe hoping that Carroll was going to come down as well. No luck there. He's got what he's got, and he thinks it's enough. So they come down pit road too. Jason, it happens, bud. Look, this car is a handful. We all know it is. This track and car combination has been a handful all night. And at the very least, you set us up for a heck of a green-white checker going on here. Honestly, Stage 3 has been the cleanest of them all. Just one caution here in Stage 3. And it happened with 3 laps to go. Quite a few drivers taking advantage of this one. Came down pit road, got some fuel, got some tires. Will it be enough to try and knock over the 99 here? Or will cautions breed cautions? We're going to find out. Next time across the start-finish line, pace car lights should shut down. We'll line them up 2 by 2. And look who's starting outside road number 1. It's Hunter Lagunas. Haven't said his name an awful lot here in stage 3, but talked about him quite a bit earlier on. Hunter started in 4th spot here at the drop of the green flag, and he has found his way back up to 2nd position. In 3rd, it's the 1 out of MFRD, Ty Morosco, one-time winner here this season at Daytona. And Tanner has marked him off for a couple more wins here this season. Is tonight the night? Top 11 drivers on the lead lap. Mark Arthur right now being scored as the first car, 1 lap down. If something happens, right now he would be the one to get the lucky dog. As soon as the white flag unfurls, that's it. Race is over, no matter what happens on track. Pace car is off, waiting for the green flag. Chris Carroll has been great on the restarts all night. He is getting a little bit of a tire spin out of the 99. Doesn't get the breakaway we've seen all night long, but still enough. The battle right now for 2nd spot, Hunter Lagunas, Ty Morosco. The 87 goes around. Edstrom goes around, and the 17 gets into that fray as well. We have one more chance at a green-white checker, and this is not what Chris Carroll wants to see. Austin Edstrom going for a ride here. Let's go back. Edstrom right behind the 88. The 88 gave him a little punt. The 17 got involved in it. Oh, Corey Sherman did a great job to avoid. Really great job, because he almost came back into the 17, and Edstrom has to right the ship. That may be a penalty. I don't know. We'll see. The 88 on the inside. Let's see if anybody lets or goes by him. It's almost like he's waiting for it. EOL right now would be the end for Jamie Walker. End of the line. Corey Sherman's going to get his lap back. So welcome back to the lead lap, Corey Sherman. All this is we're setting up our 2nd attempt for a green-white checker. Don't know if it's going to be called a racing deal or not, but we focus in on the 88 because if there were a penalty to come out, it would probably be on him. Austin Edstrom bringing it down pit road. And Corey Sherman did get a lap back. Unfortunately, it looks like he was down 2, so I welcomed him back to the lead lap a little prematurely as the 88 starts dropping back. Penalty has been called on the 88 for causing the last caution. What a sinking feeling that must be for the 88 of Jamie Walker. He's had one of the more dominant pieces here tonight. Now goes to the end of the longest line. So Chris Carroll has somebody new to battle with on his outside. It's going to be Ty Morosco. Chris Berg going to be restarting 3rd. Brian Dees restarts in the 4th spot. Derek Paulson in 5th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in 6th. 7th going to be the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. I mean, MFRD driver after MFRD driver. After MFRD driver, after MFRD driver, and then there's Dustin Ping. And then Hunter Lagunas. Austin Edstrom, Jamie Walker. First car 1 lap down. This time, Mark Arthur again. If we have another caution, we have one more attempt at a green-white checkered, and that's it. Only 3 tries to get it done right. Morosco may be hanging back just a little bit so he can see the front fender of the 99. And the 99 takes off. Great restart this time out of Chris Carroll. Ty Morosco going to try and hold on for 2nd. Some bumping and banging going back around the 9th and 10th spot. The 17 right on the back bumper. The 10 gets shuffled out. Mark Arthur gets shuffled out. We're going to go under caution again. Where is the caution? Still none. If Chris Carroll crosses the line, the race is over. Still no caution. White flag is out. Chris Berg looking for 2nd. Brian Dees trying to hold on for 3rd. It's a big battle right now. Ty Morosco takes over the podium spot. Chris Carroll, Chris Berg, Ty Morosco, your top 3. Rounding through turns 3 and 4. Chris Carroll on the front stretch. Chris Carroll going to be your race winner. Berg, Morosco, Dees, Butcher Benjamin, your top 5. What a fight to the finish. We're going to go back to the action just after the restart for the 2nd green-white checkered. The cars are setting themselves up here. And again, a great restart from the 99. That inside line really took off. Oh, Austin Edstrom moves down. That's not where it started. Oh, it started way out in front. But look at the cars it took out, and still Corey Sherman is stopped in the track. 16 is stopped on the track. Caution flag really should have come out there. Nonetheless, it is going to be a win for Chris Carroll, one of several here this season. As Chris Carroll continues to burn it down, let's go in trackside to get some conversations in with our top three. Driver of the number 1, finishing in 3rd spot tonight, Ty Morosco. Ty, is Chris up in the booth? You got a copy?
I have you.
Well, another podium finish, bud, and this one was a little bit wild. A couple of green-white checkers to get it done.
Yeah, pretty wild night for me. Self-spin and a couple other times got booted down into the grass, but and then right when that late caution came out, just decided to stay out, see what happens on the old tires, and we went from 8th to 3rd, so that's +5. Then we were going to finish, so we'll take it.
Yeah, you had to get around a teammate or two to do it. Why don't you take me through that last lap? Because, I mean, a lot of stuff was happening there.
Yeah, I think I don't know what happened to Brian. He just kind of he said he hit the brakes and it just didn't respond, just as well as he thought it would. And I just kept the 10 down a little bit, where it's hard to get off the corner, and was able to split them and get past them. And then going into turn 3 and 4, I just kept it pinned on the bottom to make sure those guys couldn't get around me. And we had a fast enough MFRD number 1 Ford Mustang to keep it in front of them, even on the old tires. But we'll take it. And my thought process was, the worst I'm going to finish is probably like 10th. So that's finishing, and I was going to finish 8th. So that's why we stayed out, and it panned out, and we finished 3rd. We're up in the podium, and turned around a race that wasn't so good into a good one.
Yeah, another podium finish for you. And I got to ask, who do you got to thank on the number 1 tonight?
Well, Michael Falk, MF Racing Designs, beautiful paint put on me, the 6, the 87, the 41, and the 17, and the 10. We all run those paints looking good every week. I'd like to thank Ohio, Indiana Roofing, Blackhawk Motorsports, Butt Kicker, Priority Auto, 5 Kings Motorsports. You guys up TSP. Good to hear your name, or good to hear your voice again, Chris. Glad you made it out, and it was fun.
All right, Ty. Well, congratulations on yet another podium finish. Having a great season so far. The driver of the number 1 out of MFRD, it's Ty Morosco, finishing in 2nd place tonight. It's the Iceberg, the number 66, Chris Berg. This is Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you loud and clear.
Well, bud, it's the first time I've had an opportunity to talk to you tonight. A 2nd place podium finish. What got you there tonight?
Luck, and I had really good long run speed. Kind of just the first half of the race, just biding my time. I knew it was going to be a little crazy, and then at the end, I think before those last pit stops, was running 4th or 5th, and just had a shot, was there, and needed probably about another 5-6 laps for the tires to come in, for me at least, to have a shot at Carroll there with these fresh tires.
Yeah, I mean, you were running pretty solid all night, top 5, certainly top 10 all night long. And eventually it worked out for you, a 2nd place finish. Chris, who do you have on the 66 that you need to thank tonight?
Got the main sponsor, Ohio and Indiana Roofing, as well as Mueller Distributing, Beacon Roofing Supply, and DMI, as well as, my whole team at Blackhawk Motorsports. I was not happy going into this race. I do not like these cars. I'd rather run the Gen 4. And I've had just absolute terrible luck this season besides Atlanta, where I won. So I'm really happy right now to come out of here with a 2nd place finish.
Yeah, absolutely, bud. You're really showing the way for your team at Blackhawk Motorsports. And congratulations once again on a podium finish. It's tough track, tough car combination, but you made it work.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys up in the booth and for everyone that sponsors the league. It's a lot of fun.
All right. It's the Iceberg. Chris Berg out of Blackhawk Motorsports. Get it done in second spot tonight. And, of course, that means we only have one more driver to talk to. We've talked to him a bunch so far this season. Let's talk to him one more time. It's the driver of the 99 Pit Lizard Performance. It's Chris Carroll. Chris, it's Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Legoo. I got a copy, but
Man, there is a lot of Chris's going on in the top three here tonight. I got to be honest. It's pretty cool. Look, the 99, she was solid all night for you. You took the lead first lap. You got the most laps led by a country mile. There was a time when I was doubting you. You were about 16, 17. Actually, you were 20-something seconds behind the race leader because you pit early. Was any doubt creeping in at all about your strategy tonight?
no, not the strategy. I think we picked the right strategy. I kind of picked my lap and stuck to it. I saw what the other guys were doing around me, and I had a plan there. The only thing that could have wrecked it was a caution, and I would have had to drive back up through there with maybe 30 to go, so that might have been tough. But no, I think we picked the strategy absolutely bang on the nose. I was really confident in that, just hoping the caution didn't come out.
Yeah, and one other thing I wanted to touch on real quick is we crawled into the cockpit a couple of times on a couple of different drivers and may have noticed something you were doing a little bit different. Didn't really see you use fifth gear all that much.
No, I didn't touch fifth gear all night. I just let it hit the limiter and rolled her into the corner and picked a spot to get on the throttle and get it pointed right. I didn't touch fifth gear all night long.
Yeah, well, it's pretty nice to have a timing set to your tachometer. That's pretty good. Chris, you got multiple wins. You got multiple. I think every single week I've talked to you, or just about. It's been a hellacious season for you. Way to open it up. Who do you got to thank on the USAFirearms.com number 99?
I appreciate that, Chris. I'm trying hard this year, putting in the effort, so don't get to do it much. It's really fun to be in the sim, but got to thank USAFirearms.com and Brian Zimmerman, Tanner Marr, Five Kings Motorsports. Got to thank all my teammates, Hunter and Larry and Steve, especially out there tonight. He helped me a lot, and all the boys here at Five Kings that represent our team and try and do it properly here at BPL. Think all the league admins and all the sponsors that run this league. This league is really run well. It's second to none with race control and all the stuff they got going on here. So all the people that work hard to put this on, we really appreciate it. And all my friends and family out there watching, there's a lot of people that watch out here now. So, of course, you guys up in the booth. Chris, I think you're by yourself tonight, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Well,
I don't mind.
Get that voice of rest, man. You can make me talk all night.
All right, Chris, you got it, brother. Hey, congratulations once again. Another top spot, another podium. Man, the list is getting longer and longer every single week for the accolades of the 99 this season. Guys, that is going to do it for us, and I think I'm going to listen to Chris Carroll. I'm going to give my voice a little bit of a rest. Not having Tanner up here, I can get through it, but man, oh man, it's some work, and I really do appreciate you stopping in and saying hi in chat. And I really appreciate the drivers and everything they do on track. It's been a lot of fun. Until next week, when I may or may not even be here, take care of yourselves and each other.